Welcome to my Q3 quarterly update. We're going to talk about things that have gone on in the past quarter, set some new goals for the end of the year, which is crazy to think about. I have a lot of major life updates to share. I have little baby Lucy here, and I also have product empties, home empties, and beauty empties to share with you as well. First up, let's talk about what has gone on in the past quarter. Obviously, welcoming our third baby, our first baby girl, has been the biggest development. It was a lot being pregnant with two very young kids. Now it's also a lot having three kids, all 3 and under. So we're navigating that. I just had her at the beginning of September. I'm still not getting a ton of sleep at night, breastfeeding, so that takes a lot of time. If you've followed me for a while, I was a full-time working attorney and started to ramp down my work schedule in Q3, pulled my oldest son out of daycare, and he started a preschool that is 4 days a week, 3 hours in the morning. That transition was honestly pretty easy and seamless. So that started when I was still pregnant. We hadn't had baby Lucy yet, and it felt like too easy to have him at home with me. He wanted a lot of my attention, so I wasn't able to get a ton done. But when he was gone at preschool for those 3 hours every morning, I was able to accomplish a ton of stuff because I just had me. And then he would come home, eat lunch, and take a nap. So I would usually get another hour and a half still after that. I was still working, so I had as a goal to get a lot of my work done, and if I didn't, I would do it in the evening once he went to bed. I also did quick pickup of the house, laundry. I ran errands if I needed to. Sometimes I would run errands with him just to get out of the house. But that transition, like I said, was really smooth and really easy. Now add a baby on top of it. When he's gone, I have significantly less time because I'm feeding her multiple times when he's gone. I'm carrying a baby around as I'm trying to load the laundry and as I'm trying to do tasks. She's still such a newborn that she sleeps a lot and I am able to get stuff done, but it's added an extra layer, so my productivity has gone down, and I'm also just newly postpartum, so I don't want to overdo it either. But in all fairness, the days themselves have not been too difficult. I think it's when all 3 kids are together at the same time that things get really overwhelming. Luckily, my husband has been really flexible. He sometimes will pop home for lunch. He's been great about taking the 2 older ones out and about on the weekends and letting me just relax with just the baby and get some stuff done. I would say so far so good with the transition to 3, but it's definitely a lot when we have all 3 at the house together at the same time. My other goals that I had for Q3 were keeping up with YouTube videos, which for the most part I have been doing them every week. I think I missed one around the week that I gave birth or something. I'm gonna say that's understandable. I have been trying to keep up and use the time that Owen's at preschool or nap times or evenings to get videos filmed. And again, it's probably gonna get a lot harder when I have all 3 kids at home with me. I was also focused on keeping up with movement at the end of my pregnancy. And I will say I had 3 kidney stones this pregnancy, a couple that were in the 3rd trimester. And that definitely slowed me down. I just was kind of over it. So the last 3 or so weeks, I was not great. I didn't really go to the gym anymore. Part of that was our oldest coming home from daycare, because before that my schedule was my own and I just could go to the gym whenever during the day. And then when I had him at home with me, that wasn't really the case anymore. And I just wasn't feeling the greatest. I get really bad pelvic pressure at the end of pregnancy. So I kind of threw in the towel the last 2 to 3 weeks, I would say. Looking forward to Q4, I have a few different goals that I want to talk through. My first and main goal is to work on productivity and a new routine. As I'm becoming a full-time stay-at-home mom, I'm still potentially going to take on some small projects at work. They've kind of kept me on staff, and they've said that if they're overwhelmed or their attorneys are overwhelmed, they can reach out to me and see if I can take on projects, and I can basically say yes or no, which seems like the greatest gig in the world. They have said they don't care if I say no, as long as I don't have the expectation that I'm getting a certain flow of work, because they don't want that pressure. But also I don't want the pressure of having to say yes if they reach out to me. So again, seems like the most ideal situation. I'm anticipating. It's still going to be a few months till I would say yes to anything because I need to be getting more sleep at night. She needs to be sleeping more at night that I could say yes, and once she goes down, I can maybe do a little bit of work or something. So we'll see how that goes, but I don't really anticipate work in Q4. Maybe in the new year I would start taking on stuff. And like I said, my biggest goal with productivity and routine is by the end of Q4, I want to have a realistic and consistent routine where I am able to get some housework done, spend intentional time with my children, have some time for myself, as well as keep up my content creation. That's it. That is probably all that I can handle on my plate. And that seems both basic and kind of like a lofty goal at the same time. But I know that I can start to put some routines in place. Like, how am I going to spend those mornings when our oldest is at preschool? What can I do in the evenings to prep for the next day? Can I prep snacks in advance, lunch in advance? Can I lay out their outfits? Like, what things can I do to be a better stay-at-home mom and productive person? So if you have been or are a stay-at-home mom and have tips for what makes your days or made your days run as smooth as possible, please leave them in the comments. I would love to hear from you to help structure that routine and get myself through the days. I know part of it is literally just going to be survival, and like my to-do list and goals for the day could be, I just want to empty the dishwasher. I just want to throw in a load of laundry, make the bed. So I think the most helpful things are going to be creating a consistent morning routine, how we get the kids dressed, get them out the door. Resetting the house is something I like to do in the morning. And then I'll talk about this in a minute, but for me to get some physical movement in as well. I also think I can test and tweak some sort of a weekly checklist or system, use that through Q4 and kind of fine tune that, and potentially also have like a weekly goal or some fun activity that we can do with the kids and get out of the house. Literally just at least once a week. Goal number 2 is less important, but I want to keep organizing and refreshing my space, decluttering like I always do. I want to start a little bit of a series on YouTube, like a nap time hustle, where I pick just 2 or 3 really small spaces and declutter them while the kids nap and reorganize them. I think hopefully it'll be something that's really realistic because I don't have tons of time to film hour-long videos or multiple hour-long videos and do tons of editing where I'm like deep diving into all of these spaces. And I know a lot of you all do not have time to do that as well. So I want to focus on doing that, and I can also use it for content for YouTube and for Instagram as well. My third goal is postpartum healing and recovery. In this third quarter, it's really important for me, the months after giving birth, to reintroduce physical activity slowly. I do not want to injure myself, cause any like pelvic floor issues. I know that can be a big problem, but I also want to feel better about myself. It's so difficult after you give birth, knowing that that's what is supposed to happen. Your body just grew a human being, you gave birth to a human being. So in that area, I also want to set really realistic goals, less about my weight or how I want my body to look, but more so focusing on eating healthy foods that nourish and fuel me. I really want to focus on my water intake. Again, with breastfeeding, all of those things are really important. I think a great thing to maybe add to my morning routine and to tie into this health and nutrition goal would be that we walk to school with Owen. I bring a stroller and take Lucy with us. Obviously, I'm not leaving her at the house, but maybe once I finish dropping Owen off, I could, once I'm starting to feel well enough to do this, go for a long stroller walk with her and get in a little bit of activity and exercise. Probably not Q4, but maybe in the new year. Once she's old enough, I can take her to the fitness center childcare, and I can take our middle kid with me when Owen's at school, and I can start to take my workout classes again. But I think for now, I'm probably gonna do at-home workouts and walks around the neighborhood. So morning walks after I drop Owen off would be great, and starting to introduce weights and pelvic floor movement and deep core engagement and all of those things. I actually have a program that I follow for postpartum, and it's really great. She has very short workout videos, so I want to start introducing those probably at the appropriate 6-week mark when you're supposed to start or can start movement again. Okay, so those are my goals for Q4. Basically, I want to create routines and find my new normal in this stage of life, because it's so vastly different now that we have 3 kids instead of 2. I am no longer working full time and I'm having them at home. It's just a lot of change. So focusing on finding those new routines and ways that I can thrive in this new phase of life is going to be the biggest goal, so I can roll into the new year kind of set up for success. I would encourage you to do the same thing, to come up with how can you use this last few months of the year to set yourself up to start the year where you want it to be. So many people wait to the new year to set goals and intentions and restart things, but I think this is actually the best time to give your goals a test run and see how they go. So once you get to the new year, you are really ready to roll into it. Again, if you have tips on stay-at-home mom life, please leave them in the comments below. And before we go, I'm gonna share with you my product empties. First up, we have all of the home products I used over the past quarter. I actually used up 2 things of essential oils, which is crazy. I never feel like I use them up. Actually, I put a little dot on my dryer balls when I dry my laundry. A lot of times I was using the lavender for that. I also, used this one. I think it's from Target. It was a lemongrass and ginger. I have been also using it on my wet dry vac. I've been putting like a couple dots on there, and I use it, I create my own sink scrub where I add baking soda and some essential oil drops. I sprinkle it in my sink with a little bit of dish soap, water, and scrub the sink really clean, but it's nice to have a scent there. So happy to use those up because I have way too many essential oils. I used up a Humble Suds laundry soap. This is in the sweet orange and lemongrass scent. And I haven't talked about Humble Suds in a while. They sent me a bunch of products. I had never heard of the brand, but all of their scents are so wonderful, all with essential oils again. They are kind of a less toxic brand of cleaning products. They're cruelty-free, synthetic-free, vegan, hypoallergenic, all of these great things you look for in cleaning products. I also used up a dishwasher detergent pack from Rosie Suds. This is exclusive, this brand is exclusive to Thrive Market. I will leave in the description box below my link if you want to get a discount trying Thrive Market. I've been using it, I don't even know, for years now. I'm exploring different dishwasher detergents because I think the last one I just used was Cascade. New before switching over to some more natural ones that I ordered everything from Thrive Market. I felt like I was just like tasting chemicals on our dishes. So these have been better. They are unscented, and I can do kind of a full dishwasher detergent review if you're interested in that, and share the other ones once I finish them up. This is also Rosie from Thrive Market. It is the wood cleaner in bergamot and lavender. I've been using that to clean our wood kitchen table. Works great, love the scent. Mrs. Meyer's Clean Day. This is one of their multi-surface concentrates, so I can refill my bottle. It took a really long time to use this up, but the peony is one of my favorite scents of theirs. I cannot break free of the Mrs. Meyer's. They just have such awesome smelling cleaning products. And then I used up a thing of this wet dry vacuum concentrate. I have a new wet dry vac that I am loving, and I haven't explored yet, but it says you have to use their cleaning product, their concentrate. You can't use anything else, and I haven't yet, but I kind of want to give it a shot. Who knows, but I love the wet dry vac and used their branded detergent or cleaning concentrate, whatever they call it. Okay, let's head to the bathroom and see what I used up there because, oh my gosh, the bag is overflowing. I have a few boring things like these cotton rounds. I just get them from Costco and used up a roll of them or a tube of them. I used up a lot of face wipes. I actually used up 3 of the little travel packs, and then one of the larger ones. Also get those from Costco. Shower products. I think this is why my little Ziploc bag was so full, was because I had some really large bottles. I used up an Aveda Rosemary Mint conditioner. I'd already finished up the shampoo. The shampoo I like a little bit more because it does that like tingly thing with the mint, and I really enjoy it. This is the Bumble and Bumble Hairdressers Invisible Oil Shampoo. It says it's great for dry hair, and I have super dry hair. Like I get really bad split ends, lots of frizz, so I need something that's hydrating. My hairdresser in particular said she doesn't love the hairdresser line from Bumble and Bumble, and I think she was like trained at the Bumble and Bumble hair school or something. So she said this isn't her favorite. Honestly, I don't know if it's my favorite either. So I'm still kind of playing around with different shampoos and conditioners, but I have a few more bottles of that to use up. One thing that weirdly is my favorite that I got from Costco, these Olay body washes. This is the Blackberry and Magnolia Petals scent, and it's a 3-pack. There's 3 different scents. I think it's actually on sale right now at Costco, and I want to repurchase them because all 3 of the scents smell so good that I love them, and I wouldn't have expected like Olay body wash to be my favorite, but I love it. I'm getting rid of, decluttering, one of the little facial razors that gets all the peach fuzz. It's just getting a little bit dull, and I have other ones that comes in like a pack from Amazon. It's just time for this one to go, and I have a new one. I use them all the time. Highly recommend. It's like crazy if you have never used one before, all the peach fuzz that you can get rid of, and it helps to have your makeup apply better. Obviously, just get rid of all that peach fuzz. I used up a facial toner that was a cucumber one and used those little cotton pads from Costco to use it. Also, this is the deodorant I've been using for years. I have a few different scents of it, but I just finished up a tropical scent of the Kopari natural deodorant. I really enjoy it. Natural deodorant doesn't really stop perspiration, but it helps with the smell. So sometimes you still sweat with natural deodorant, but you're not stinky, if that makes sense. And I really enjoyed the Kopari ones. Makeup products, I finished up this Too Faced Cocoa Contour palette that I've had for a really long time. Finally getting rid of it. I love getting rid of a giant palette. I finished up 2 of these CoverGirl Invisible Clean foundations. One of them was too dark, so I bought one that was too light and like mixed them together, which actually created the perfect shade, which I'm upset about that I can't fully recreate it again. And I finished up 2 mascaras. I got this Benefit one and the Too Faced one in a little travel set. The Bad Gal Bang is the one from Benefit. Don't like this one as much, but I am a huge fan of the Better Than Sex one from Too Faced. Last but not least, I do my gel nail polish at home a lot. I alternate between gel and regular polish. So I finished off a base coat of gel from the brand Gelish. That is one of my favorite brands. It's one of the more like high-end brands to use for at-home gel. You can find cheaper brands on Amazon. I think like Beetles, I want to say, is one of the cheaper brands. Gelish is a little bit nicer. And then this one I actually got from Sally, like the beauty store. And it is a pre-step that you put on your nails before you apply the gel, which has really helped my gel polish stay on a bit longer. So that's it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed the quarterly update, seeing all my product empties. I'm so excited because it's trash day tomorrow, so I can throw all of this stuff away. I kind of like holding on to it so I can physically see how much stuff I used up and can declutter, but also happy that it's trash day and I can get this stuff out of my house. If you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and until next time, I will see you all later.